A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Moon Knight Episode 5 Ending explained. Den of Geek. Moon Knight Episode 5 is the final chapter in the story of the titular character.
The film takes place in an asylum where the protagonist must find his identity and balance his heart against the feather of Mott, which has a strange affinity for men with distorted personalities. In the episode, we learn how Mark got trapped in the sands of Dua and what happens when his third personality is trapped in a sarcophagus.
This episode also features Oscar Isaac's performance and the origins of the creator of the movie, Jeff Lemire. Oscar Isaac's performance in Asylum.
While Marvel's Moon Knight has been a fan favorite for several years, the recent episode titled Asylum was one of the best yet. The film delved into Mark Spector's past and answered questions about Stephen Grant.
Oscar Isaac's performance was especially powerful, and he proved to be an excellent choice as Stephen. The episode has received rave reviews on the web and in print, and we're excited to see what else the actor has to offer.
The first trailer for Asylum showcased Oscar Isaac's ability to play multiple identities. As a teenager, Isaac was a bass player in the Florida ska punk band The Worms, which is still popular on YouTube.
Isaac also had a blink and miss it part in the 1996 movie Illtown. Oscar Isaac's portrayal of a mentally disturbed teenager has earned him numerous accolades, including the National Board of Review Award for Best Actor.
As a child, Isaac had troubled upbringings and went to private grade school, but found his calling as a performer. His enthralling charisma drew audiences and critics from all over the world to the film.
After introducing Mark's did in previous episodes, the show delved into it in a more complete way. He also cited Robert Oxman's memoir, A Fractured Mind, to help understand the condition.
He was asked to bring a new level of insight to this episode in particular. While Isaac's performance was stellar, the episode's climax was still a satisfying one.
While there are still undiscovered references in the episode, Oscar Isaac's character is a standout. Despite the fact that the episode was only 5 minutes long, Isaac's performance is truly riveting.
The actor's charisma and intense performance will be hard to forget in a few weeks. He has a knack for making the role of the sexy criminal seem real.
As the twisted mind of Mark, Isaac captivates the audience and makes it worth watching. Jeff Lemire's comic book origins.
A new film from Canadian comic book writer Jeff Lemire, Moon Knight, reveals the story of this superhero's life. Amnesia has left him sectioned under the Mental Health Act.
He's now living in a mental hospital where Dr. Emmett is a conduit for the Egyptian god Ammit. Here, Moon Knight faces a number of perils and tries to reconcile his alters.
As a result of his condition, Moon Knight is forced to confront painful memories from his past. This includes a childhood trauma, parental abuse, and onset of DID.
A brush with danger in Egypt also plays a large role in the comic book's origin story. The Moon Knight Episode 5 ending explains these traumas and shows how they affected Moon Knight.
It is important to understand the background of an artist, especially one with a background in comic books. The creator of Moon Knight has been a fan of comic books for decades, and his career grew in tandem with comic books.
His comic books initially described Mark Spector as having multiple personalities, but that was later revised to dissociative identity disorder. The Moon Knight series has gone through several incarnations over the years.
Jeff Lemire's run has revisited the character's origin in comic books. In the first 6 issues of his 2021 run, he examines his life in therapy as he seeks to serve Khonshu, the Egyptian god of the moon, who granted him his mantle.
The comics also feature an origin of the character's adversary. Those who have read Jeff Lemire's comic books may recognize the MCU version of this familiar character.
The MCU adaptation is set in a psychic world where the Moon Knight has multiple personas and interacts with mystical entities. Ultimately, Moon Knight's comic book writer Jeff Lemire's influence is directly visible in this sequence.
In the series' 2nd season, the Hippo goddess may have come to Mark's rescue, and the two may have found an unlikely ally. Regardless, fans of Moon Knight will want to tune in to the series next week for its premiere on Disney+.
There's a new episode on Disney on Wednesday. There's no telling what the future holds, but there's no reason for fans to be disappointed.
Stephen Grant's fall into the sand of Duat. In this article, I'll explain the fall of Stephen Grant into the sand of Duat in the popular game Den of Geek.
This article is written by Michael McLaughlin, Global Information Security Manager and Senior Enterprise Architect for Sony PlayStation Worldwide Studios. Grant is a longtime hacker who has been working in the security industry for 9 years.
He has also held positions as a program manager, software engineer, and a keynote speaker at DEF CON, the premier security conference in the world. Stephen's third personality trapped in the sarcophagus.
The Moon Knight series has been twiddling our minds for several weeks now. The ending of the 4th episode dropped a major bombshell, placing Mark Spector and Stephen Grant in a mental institution while they were running into a hippo goddess.
This episode also ends with only a few bits of footage left unseen. What happened to Stephen's third personality?
The episode opens with Mark Spector being captured by Khonshu, the evil entity that possesses the Moon Knight. Later in the episode, Stephen finds his old roommate Mark's art, and the painting hangs on the wall of his bedroom.
The next scene follows Stephen Grant attempting to calm Tawaret's scales. This episode also introduces an unusual guest star, Antonia Salib, who plays the hippo goddess Tawaret.
As the show continues, Tawaret is a friendly figure who offers advice on what to do next. The episode also delves into Mark's history, revealing the many terrifying things he has hidden in his mind.
The third personality, Jake, may have been his mother, as he was beaten by her as a child. Stephen was unable to see the beating.
His mind was not in control at the time. Jake, his third personality, could have stepped in and protected him.
It has been a long mystery for Stephen. As a fan of Egyptian mythology, you can't help but wonder why the end of the 5th episode feels so familiar.
Thankfully, it isn't too much of a stretch to connect the different threads that make up Moon Knight. The movie also continues to incorporate Egyptian mythology into the plot.
Moreover, Moon Knight also uses QR codes in different scenes so that fans can download free comic books. The first ending of the 5th episode revealed that Mark lost his mother a month before the show started.
His grief caused him to refuse to enter his own home, and he had to drink a flask of whiskey. He then collapsed in grief and went back to being Stephen.